Okay, why would I bring an empty bottle to the table, you ask? I'm glad you asked. I'm Daniel Whittington. I'm the Chancellor of Wizard Academy and Whiskey Marketing School. This is a gift from Nathan Huey. Now, by the time you see this video, about 2 months ago, Nathan Huey donated a crap ton of old historic bottles of Compass Box to the school so that we could do a fundraising event to help finish paying off the septic system. Super generous. This is one of the whiskeys we poured at the tasting for the people who signed up for the tasting. And then after we did the formal pours, we set all the bottles from the tasting up on the bar, and everybody got to go back up there and refill from any of their favorite things from the tasting, and that left only this much left in this whiskey. And I really liked this one, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna drink an old Compass Box. So this is a hidden drams. You'll never be able to find this bottle. Nathan barely found this bottle. When we emailed James Saxon and told him we had this bottle, he was like, what? How did you get that bottle? And luckily the team, so Stephen Crona came out here and Melissa came out here and they ran the tasting, did an amazing job. And we had emailed James and the team in London, and they had sent back a whole list of all the details they could comfortably share with us about each one of these bottles. So what they told us about this one, ooh, that was risky. I almost wasn't able to get that open, was, let's see. Oh man, there's so little. We're going to finish this today after this video is over. He said 2013, 11 years ago, they did this bottle. Look at the art on that. Really hard to read, by the way, but the recipe is 66% 40-year-old blended malt whiskey from sherry casks. So 66% of this blend is 40-year-old blended malt. That's malt from various distilleries, but all at least 40 years old. And 34%, 33-year-old blended Scotch in hogsheads. Now, they called them parcels, which just typically means groupings of the product. It may or may not be barrels, it's sometimes totes, but it's chunks of whiskey from other projects or that someone else wasn't able to use. And what he said was 2013 was a great year for sourcing ridiculously rare parcels of whiskey. Both of these parcels were sourced from companies who weren't allowed to tell us what was in them. Each of them was remarkable by themselves already. So the blended Scotch, which means grain and malt, and the blended malt, so 33-year-old blended Scotch and 40-year-old blended malt, they were both amazing on their own. We decided to blend them together. And the working name for the project was General Mayhem, because we have no idea what's going on in here. And we settled for the General in reference to Buster Keaton films. So the Buster Keaton film inspired this name, the General, or they settled into those references. Old, eccentric, and powerful. The script looks beautiful, really hard to read on this bottle. Let's see. Former American casks and some sherry just based on tasting it. Each parcel had matured into something extraordinary. So Greg and John Glazier worked on this, blending them at different proportions until landing on the recipe that's in this bottle. It's a whiskey with antique flavors, extraordinary depth, spice, dried fruit, old sherry, wine character. This is one of 1,698 bottles at cask strength. Guys. Sometimes I get to drink things on this channel that I almost feel bad doing on camera because it just feels like posturing or something, or like rubbing it in your nose. I get to drink things you can't drink. I get to drink things you can't drink. But sometimes I just want to share it with you because it's so cool and I get so excited about it. I don't know anybody in my life who gets this excited about it except you guys. Maybe put in the comments to make me feel better the most holy crap, I can't believe I got to try that bottle or whiskey you ever tasted. Not the whole bottle, but a sip. A drink of whiskey that still to this day you're like, I can't believe I got to try that. No one else is ever going to get to have had that experience like I did. Because it'll make me feel better. Oh, God. They're right. It is antique sherry and spicy fruit notes. It's almost port-like on the roundness of the top sherry note that's so densely fruity. But it's also dusty old cellar and a little bit of that sort of like petrichor rain asphalty note. Oh, that is beautiful. Nathan Huey, you son of a bitch. Thank you. Oh my God. Okay, you have to love sherry. Because this is densely sherry forward sweetness. There was almost a little tinge of licorice on the end of that sip for me. But it is rich, but it's also just wrapped in velvet. No sharp edges. It's just pretty. And, oh. If you wanted something that smelled and tasted luxurious, that's what this is. It gets drier on the second sip. I'm going to actually do it. I'm going to add a little bit of water just because. I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm going to hold on to this bottle, man, when it's empty. That's just a memory. I don't know where we put it, but I would love to compare this to something at some point, but there's too little left. Some point, what I really want to do is find the components of one of the Compass boxes and do a comparison video where we drink their blend, and then I show you the component flavors that might have gone into it. Oh wait, hang on. The nose changed a lot with that water. It turned floral heavy. And a little drier. It dried it out. I liked it better the way it was. Still good. It lost the velvetness and just turned into a nice, sweet, dry whiskey. Yeah, at every level, it was better at the proof and cask that it was at before I added water to it. Still good, though. If I'd gotten this poured first, I would still love it. So, well done, Compass Box. As always, heroes of mine. Thank you, Nathan Huey. And to you, cheers. I'm really glad you're here. Oh, man. Like and subscribe to this channel. It helps us have a shot at drinking more things that you will never be able to get. What a jerk move that was.